And good afternoon. Welcome to the booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. My next guest, Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools. Johnny, may I call you Johnny?
Yeah.
Welcome to the booth.
Yeah, welcome. Pleasure to be here. I know I was the right choice from Bell City. My superintendent sent me here because I've got the face for radio.
Now, Johnny, we can't be stealing my jokes that early on in the program, but tell listeners a little bit about Johnny Davidson.
Well, I'm the K through 12 music director at Bell City. I teach choir, band. I'm also the Junior Beta sponsor. I'm from Jackson, Missouri, and I got all my degrees in Missouri, in fact. I almost got out of the state down to Arkansas, but I'm alumni from Southeast Missouri State University and Truman State University up in Kirksville.
Absolutely. We're getting our welcome to the booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, I'm going to say the musical director for the K through 12 for the Bell City Public Schools, also the Junior Beta sponsor. Johnny, you indicated that you went to Southeast Missouri State University. I also went to Southeast Missouri State University. I've had a privilege to interview a few people from Southeast Missouri State University who have degrees in music. By any chance, while you were there, did you know Brooke or Ken DeArmond?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Brooke is from Kennett originally, and she was first Rowdy the Red Hawk. Were you on the band together by any chance at Southeast, or how did you know Brooke?
We didn't overlap with our degrees, but she was teaching there while I was there. Yeah,
absolutely. So. And tell us, Johnny, a little bit about what made you decide to get into the field of music education.
Well, it was kind of a funny story because when I started, I got into music kind of early. I had the general music classes, kind of like what I teach. I had Christy Shen at Jackson back when she was an elementary teacher. Now she's the head of choirs. But I went throughout my experience there, and then in high school, I kind of wanted to go to college to be a movie director, so a different type of director, right? But we had a world-famous conductor and composer and musician, Ney Rosario. He's a Brazilian percussionist, and he came by, and I was Band-Aid. I was involved with the band, but it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do for my job. But he came by, and he said I had some potential, and he really encouraged me to go into it, and he made it feel like a nice community. So I said, well, I'll give it a try, and then I got into music, and here I am,
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools, the musical director for K through 12, also the Junior Beta sponsor. Johnny, you indicated you're originally from Jackson, Missouri. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what instrument was the instrument of choice for a young Johnny Davidson?
Unfortunately, the drums. I started out with the drums and percussion. I say unfortunately because, it's really a lifestyle, but I started out playing the drums, and then I got really into marimba, which is kind of like a large xylophone. So I started doing that and went down the path of, practicing way too much of that and learning the songs. And then my secondary would probably be trumpet, which is also unfortunate. If you've ever met a trumpet player, if Dr. DeArmond is listening, she'll know what I'm talking about.
Those trumpet players are the worst. I agree with that. And again, we're welcome to the booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. And Johnny, you talked about the marimba, and I'm from Hawkle, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Southeast Missouri State University, and you say it's like a gigantic xylophone.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this question, and you're going to think, this guy's just making up stuff. At some point, I've seen those individuals play these gigantic, what we call xylophones, and it looks like they're having 3 or 4 mallets in their both hands at the same time. Am I off base with that? Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's what I did. I still do that, and usually we just have 4, so 2 in each hand. But you can do.
Wait a minute, only 4?
Yeah, I know. So we can play the chords and do all that. We can do really quick licks and stuff like that, and a little bit rarer to have 3 in each hand, and some people even have 4 in each hand, which is a little bit of a parlor trick, but and marimba is the national instrument of Guatemala, in fact. So they'll get 2 in each hand, and they'll get 6 people on those big marimbas, and they'll play all kinds of tunes and stuff. So it's a fun experience, And
again, we're on Welcome to the Loop with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, having a great conversation with Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools, the K through 12 musical director, also the Junior Beta sponsor. And Johnny, you're talking, when people think of percussion, A lot of people, they say, well, what do you play? I play the drums. Yeah. But there's a lot more to percussion than drums. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, you have to play tambourine, triangle, and percussion's kind of the place for all the unwanted instruments, like a slide whistle. Technically, I guess it's not a brass because you don't buzz on it, but it does have a slide that goes in and out, kind of like a trombone. But trombones don't want that, right? So we play all the nice little toys, if you will, in the back. And but the nice thing is, when you're in an orchestra and you're doing the orchestra gig and you play triangle and there's 2 measures of it and you just go ting to ting, you get paid the same as everybody else.
Outstanding. And I guess my question for you, Johnny, when you're not teaching there at Bell City, do you also play some after hours and on the weekends?
Yeah, every once in a while I'll go out and do a gig. And during the summers, one of my big activities is I play in the Jackson Municipal Band. And Brooke DeArmond, that you mentioned earlier, her and I are both in there, and several other musicians in the area. But I play in Jackson all summer, and we got concerts every Thursday night, and it's a fun time. So. And
when you say there's concerts every Thursday night, again, we're on Welcome to the Loop with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools, the musical director there for K through 12, and also the junior beta sponsor. He plays in the Jackson Municipal Band. You say there's music every Thursday night. Where's that? Where do they do that at?
That's at the Jackson Band Shell, the Nick Lease Memorial Band Shell. And that's across from, I forget the name of the funeral home, but it's in Jackson Park there. And actually, this upcoming season, 2026, will be the 50th anniversary of the band shell of it being built.
And let me ask you this, because this is the next question. Is it just free and open to the public? Do you just bring a chair out, or is there seating? What can I bring my own chair and just enjoy the night of music? Or what? How's that? What's going on with that, Johnny?
Absolutely. You can bring a lawn chair or a picnic blanket or whatever, but it's free to the public. And near the end of the season, we have a free ice cream night, in fact. And then also, we've been starting doing different types of shows, but lately, the last couple of years, we've been having a very successful Fairy Tale Essence night, where we bring in Fairy Tale Essence, or the different companies that do like the birthday parties with the princesses and stuff. We bring out all the princesses and princes and Spider-Man, and they perform for the kids. The kids get to have a meet and greet, and we play Disney music, Marvel music, and it's a great time for everybody.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson. Johnny's the musical director for the K through 12 program there at Bell City, also the junior beta sponsor. And we're talking a little bit about the instrument that I'm real fascinated by this, the marimba. I know that you're going to be like, why does this guy keep talking about the marimba? Because I have seen this thing played. And when you have those 2 mallets in each hand, just going to town on it, how in the world did you wind up becoming a marimba? Did it just fascinate you? There's got to be more to the story, Johnny.
Well, it's kind of funny. I always joke and say, I mentioned my elementary music teacher, Christy Shen. And when we were little in music class, she borrowed the little xylophones, as they were called, from the college and brought them in, and we got to play them. I, in fact, never got to play the little marimba, so I always had to do the other instruments. I don't know if she didn't trust me. I mean, younger Johnny was much different than adults, so I'm sure I was a troublemaker. But I like to joke and say, because I didn't, I said, well, I'll show her and I'll play the marimba. But it really just goes to, it's a cool instrument. I like the drums, but we had to play the marimba as part of the sequence at Jackson when I was learning how to be a percussionist in my formative years. And then, like I said, Nate Rosario came in, and his big thing is marimba, and he played it so well. And I liked that they could hold the multiple mallets. People really like that. I really like that too. And I was like, oh, you can play chords on the piano, but you don't have to, do the 10-finger thing. So that really kicked it off for me. So,
and my next question, obviously, now that you said that you do this, is there any kind of YouTube videos or videos on the internet that I can type your name in and see you actually playing this marimba?
Maybe. I did have a couple recitals. So I think if you type in Johnny Davidson marimba, you'll find a piece called Vertical River. And that's by a friend of mine, Dr. Blake Tyson, down in Arkansas, UCA, in fact. And he wrote this piece for marimba and this other instrument called vibraphone, which is a metal type of marimba xylophone. It has a pedal on it. They use it in jazz a lot. But I think you'll find a video of me playing that with my pal Ashley back in 2012. I think seems like a lifetime ago.
I don't want to talk about that, Johnny, because I graduated in 1991, and I still think that's about 10 years ago. But it's more like 35 plus, isn't that?
Right.
Yeah. So, and again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director for the Bell City Public Schools, and also the Junior Beta sponsor. And Johnny, you said that you originally wanted to go to school to be a movie director. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I liked movies, and I was really interested in the plots. I always liked coming up with my own stories and stuff like that as kind of a creative outlet. And I don't know. I looked into it. It was either that or going into cooking. So I've been cooking my whole entire life since I was like 5 years old. But for some reason, instead of like looking into culinary stuff, I looked into movie directing because I don't know. I thought there was a lot going on in the field. But I was unprepared. Music was the right way to go. So.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson. Fascinating individual. I've known him for 15, 20 minutes now, and we've really, I think, hitting it off here. He's the Bell City musical director for K through 12, and also the Junior Beta sponsor for Bell City. And you keep talking about interesting things. Culinary arts. Are you also a chef as well?
My parents like to say I'm a chef, because that's your parents coaching you on. But no, I've been cooking my whole entire life. I watch all the shows with Gordon Ramsay and all that type of stuff. And I'm a big enjoyer of steak and burgers. I have way too much knowledge about burgers. And there's a guy named George Motes. He went across the whole entire nation and cataloged all the regional burgers around. So I got really into that. I just like, I'm into the math and sciences, and cooking's kind of just science, but with food, right? So I'm really into that type of stuff. Same thing with music. There's a lot of math involved, so that's something I really got into.
And let me ask you this: one of the craziest shows that are out there right now, I believe, is called Bear, with Jeremy Allen White about the chef.
Oh, yeah.
Do you watch any of those shows? Or are you more like actual, do you watch Iron Chef? Did you watch Iron Chef?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Iron Chef, and I don't know, it's kind of funny to me because, the competition side of it, because, other cartoons out there, South Park and the like have made fun of the whole culture around that, right? It's, you go out there and cook, but cooking's just for your family and friends, right? But you don't have to put creme fraiche on everything and make it like a big thing. And then you end up with a pile of dishes at your house when you take it that seriously,
And I guess my question is, with you being both musically inclined and also with the culinary arts, it sounds like you're very artistic. Has that been very important as far as you're growing up? Have you always been that artistic in that way?
Yeah, I don't know, really. I guess more of the math side of it again, because I always took music classes to get out of art, in fact, and I wish I could go back because, I compose music as well, and because in music I've tried to dive into all the different aspects of it, and you kind of have to as a percussionist, right, to have your voice heard. But I wish I had taken more arts classes because I would try to draw my own cover art or make it on computers, and I'm really bad at it.
Well, and again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director for the Bell City Public Schools, K through 12, and also the Junior Beta sponsor. And we're going to get to Bell City. I assure you, Mr. Asher, you have not led us astray. We're going to get to Bell City. There's a lot going on there, but there's a lot going on here as well. You talk about doing your own musical and stuff and composing and things of that nature. So do you write songs and things of that nature? Are you more just on the lyric side, or do you do both with just the music itself?
I mostly compose instrumental music in the classical realm. I've written some lyrics before for some of that, where I've written like vocal and marimba, in fact, pieces together. Like duets and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever been very good at lyric writing, because although I have studied like the different rhyme types, there's more than just regular rhymes, like frog and hog and all that. There's different like really nice ones that you can rhyme like the later half of the word and all that. But even with all that, I don't think I'm a great lyricist. So I mostly write instrumental music. I've written some violin quartets and all that type of stuff. So, and
let me ask you this, Johnny: is any of that out there on the website? On the internet, if we want to look at you and see any of the stuff that you've written and you played that you've prepared yourself?
No, I've kept that kind of to myself. I kept that in the college realm and stuff. So I don't think there's any videos of any of my compositions, in fact. So that's okay. I'll keep it that way. Maybe someday they'll find it in, long after I've passed, they'll find it in my basement and say, "Oh, this guy was a genius." But yeah, here's hoping, right?
Absolutely. You're welcome to the booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools. He is the musical director K through 12 and also the junior beta sponsor there at Bell City. And Johnny, and turning our views towards Bell City, tell me a little bit about what's going on with the musical department there at Bell City. It's my understanding you're the choir director and the band director. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. And, a lot's been going on. Growth is our big word that we've been working on. And, since this is year 8 for me, my 8th year teaching, and we've just been trying to grow it. I'm the music program, K through 12, and the biggest thing that I've been focused, because I was a big band guy, I've been focusing on growing the band, and one of the cool things that we've done with that, I bring in the college professors, speaking of Southeast, for my 6th graders, the first quarter of the year, a 6th grade year, I bring down the college professors of the different instruments and have them play them for the kids. And that's a great way to recruit them and get them hyped about it, because I can play all the instruments. I was trained to do that at Southeast, in fact. But someone that lives and breathes the instrument, I bring them down and they play for the kids. And that's really helped the program grow. We started out with smaller numbers and we're getting bigger and bigger every year.
And again, we're going to welcome the booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking about the musical program there at Bell City Schools with Johnny Davidson. Johnny is not only a outstanding marimba player, he's also a culinary artist, a chef, whether he wants to admit it or not. And he's also working with the students there in Bell City. And Johnny, one thing I've always thought to myself was, a lot of people say, I don't want to take band because I don't want it to interfere with my GPA because I don't feel like I'm going to be very good at it. Well, is it true that you're not really grading against other people? You're grading against how much you improve during the year, correct?
That's correct, absolutely. Because band and music in general, there are all kinds of studies. I don't have to advocate for that. There's so much data out there that shows that doing a musical instrument, increases your brain synapses and all those connections that actually improve your grades, right? Because you're challenging yourself every day. It's a great thing for discipline and work ethic, and it's really just a large problem-solving thing, right? I tell students all the time, they say, "Oh, I'm never going to use algebra and stuff like that." But the main purpose of those classes is, again, to work on your problem solving, right? It's not the actual algebra itself; it's the ability to solve it. And music does that for them. Lots of solving of problems when you get to a piece and you have to figure out how to play it, right? But it's an individual thing. I always tell the students that when they come in, as long as they're getting better, they're going to get a good grade in the class. Because, everyone comes in with different talents and different backgrounds. And as long as they're able to come in and they improve every single day, their grade's going to be good in the class.
And it's almost like, you could tell them, hey, if you play baseball or basketball, if you only pick up a baseball or basketball or volleyball when you're playing the game, you're not going to get any better. Music also requires you to practice both in the choir department and in the band. Is that correct?
That's correct. Practicing what you put into it, like a lot of things, is what you get out of it, right? And that can be cooking, that can be music, anything that you do. The more effort that you put into it, you just get used to it and you get better at it. And then you get that satisfaction of actually completing something, right?
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director for Bell City Public Schools, grades K through 12, also the junior beta sponsor, And I guess my question now, Johnny, is in regards to the school year, do you guys still have when I was in school, in the dark ages, we would often have quarterly choir concerts, things of that nature. Do those still exist nowadays?
We generally have a winter concert and then a spring concert. That's about all I do there. So not quite quarterly, but semesterly. Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the winter one that's coming up. I'm assuming we're going to have a lot of Beatles songs. I'm just kidding. It's got to be all Christmas music. Is that right?
Yeah, Christmas music, and then also I try to put other songs in there. Like we have some Hanukkah songs every once in a while, and then just songs about winter, right? Because there's only so many ways that you can remix the old Christmas classics. Which those are great too. I know I love to hear everyone wants to hear "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but I've been working with different music companies and getting a variety of different music for the kids over the years. And last year we actually ran a play. What was it? The Incredible Reindeer. It was kind of a funny story about it was too foggy and Rudolph was sick, so they had to find a different way to get through the fog or something. But that's another way for the kids to express themselves and have a good time during the winter concert is get up there and act a little bit during these plays.
And again, we're going to welcome to the booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director for K through 12 at Bell City Public Schools, also the junior beta sponsor. And Johnny, one thing I've always told people is, I don't want to be involved in a musical production or theater because I'm embarrassed because I don't want people to see me. But all in all, doesn't it seem like if you get involved and you do these kind of activities and just it helps people come out of their shell?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's nice because when you're doing it in a school setting or especially in a town, and yeah, maybe some people think that's a drawback is like you're surrounded by people that right? But that's the place to do it, is to get out there and perform, and it's very safe. It's not like you're, on Broadway and people have spent a lot of money to come see you, like thousands of dollars, and the tensions are high for you to hit all those notes or something. It's your school, it's your hometown, so you can get out there and sing and have a good time. And yeah, it really does, because again, the more you put into it, the more you get out. So performing, the more you do it, the more you get used to it.
And I guess, that kind of leads me to the question of, you indicated that you could play all the instruments and you were taught that at Southeast Missouri State University. As the choir director, are you also familiar with the, all the different areas of choir? Obviously, are you going to sing bass and then you're going to sing alto or soprano? And I know that's a silly question, but I'm just fascinated by the ability of one person to do all those things. I really am, because I have zero musical ability. Trust me, if I started singing on this microphone, Johnny, everybody would turn us off immediately. So how do you handle that? A man with so many different hats there at Bell City.
Not very well, really. No, I'm joking. I handle it okay. It just takes time. I'm 33 now. I'm getting old, I guess. And, I over time, you get used to this stuff. Like, I didn't feel I was great at singing until I was like 26, right? And that was after my undergraduate, when I was into my master degree at Truman State. But, with the vocal arts, I don't know everything there is to know. I feel like I definitely know more about instrumental stuff. But the part of it that helps out a lot is knowing people. So keeping those connections in undergraduate, masters, and talking to people, making those connections, the networking thing. I always tell the kids when we go on band trips or, this, that, and the other, I'll be gone for a little bit and I'll say, okay, go back to the bus with the bus driver. And I say, I'm going to be a little late. I'm doing PR stuff, but I'm talking to people, right? And I've got a lot of friends that have got opera degrees, in fact. And when I have any questions, I can call them, right? And they give me some guidance.
And again, we're going to welcome to the booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director for the Bell City Public Schools, K through 12. And, Johnny, it's funny you should talk about opera. I had an opportunity to interview someone from Kennett by the name of Lemmy Pulliam. Lemmy is a well-known dramatic operatic tenor who travels all over the world singing, things of that nature. And then I've also interviewed several kids from Holcomb and some other places who sing. It's absolutely amazing to me, the ability for these young kids to just get on stage and just belt it out and let it loose. Were you like that as a youngster?
No, I don't feel like I was like that. I got nervous like a lot of people, and Yeah, I don't feel like, I mean, I was outgoing, with my friends and stuff, but when it came to performance stuff, I don't think, yeah, I really didn't get out. I got nervous. I didn't want to do it.
And I guess my question, being in percussion, my next question is going to be, at what point did you start your own rock band?
No, I never started a rock band, unfortunately. Just big bands and jazz and stuff like that. I've been a part of little gigs here and there.
So you're more of like the Jerry Ford Orchestra type stuff, things of that nature?
Yeah, in that vein, yeah. So did little gigs like that. I, never done a full-on rock band. Although I play rock beats. Grew up listening to Blink-182 and the like, but never started my own, unfortunately.
Absolutely. And we're here with Johnny Davidson, the musical director for Bell City Public Schools K through 12, handles the choir and the band there at Bell City. Does an outstanding job. He has a couple choir events each year. If you've not had an opportunity to go and see them, you need to go check them out. They're really, really, really good. Talk a little bit about the band. Everybody talks a little bit about, there's marching bands and things of that nature or for parades. There's jazz bands or pep bands for the basketball games and things of that nature. What's the little kind of the focus? And I know Bell City's not a huge school, but kind of where are you at as far as what you're doing with the band there at Bell City?
Yeah, of course. And as you said, Bell City is kind of a smaller school. I think K through 12, it's about 200, 190 to 200, depending on the year. But our focus in the marching band, the older kids, the band in general, but it is the marching band, right? So we'll do parades. That's our big focus. We don't have a football team. We just have basketball, volleyball. So, I get them ready for parades. So we do a couple every year. We just finished just a couple weeks ago the Jackson Band Festival. And we go to the Stoddard County Fair, the Cotton Carnival, and all that. So we're up to around 5 or 6 parades a year that we do every season, yeah.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. And Johnny, let's kind of segue a little bit towards your additional duties. You're the junior beta sponsor, is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
And tell the listeners, because a lot of schools, for instance, my son goes to Kennett. He's in National Honor Society. Right. If you go to Malden, they're huge into beta. I went to school at Holcomb. That's where beta was. Tell the listeners a little bit about what exactly the junior high beta program is.
Beta is kind of like National Honor Society. It's an academic group that focuses on grades and being a good citizen and stuff like that. The main difference between it, because I never was in National Honor Society, it's quite ironic if you knew me as a younger student. I was never about grades, and then here I am, older, telling the kids that they got to make grades, But I never concerned myself in school. Unfortunately, I would have had a much easier time in college. If kids are listening, please make sure you make good grades. But junior beta is an opportunity for kids to help their community out and such things like that. Like we go to different places. We just cleaned up our campus the other day for our big volleyball tournament. But the main difference between like them and National Honor Society, kids get to go to a state convention and do projects. So, I mean, there's anything from woodworking to vocal performance to, there's the academic side too. They take science tests. And then if they qualify at the state convention, then they can go to nationals, which is really exciting stuff.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson. A little bit about the junior beta program there at Bell City. And the national event, I think whenever I was in school, again, a long time ago, and I know I'm bringing at one point we went to Branson, and then at some point they talked about Orlando, Florida. Is Orlando, Florida still in the mix, or am I totally off base with that?
Yeah, actually this past summer, in fact, I was down in Orlando for 6 days. We did the national convention there, and it's huge. I mean, there's thousands of people that come in for elementary, junior, and senior beta. And they all get to compete with their different projects, again, from tap dancing to, there's all kinds of different categories. Musicology is one, your trivia over music. Speeches, they get to go up there and give a speech and be judged on that. They have to dress to the nines and do that. It's a whole encompassing thing. It's fantastic for the kids.
And not to trip you up or ask you a bunch of difficult questions, but you said you were down there last summer, is that correct?
Yeah, this past one.
Did you have some students that were actually competing, or what was, kind of explain what was going on with that?
Yeah, we had some students. So at the state level, they go in their category, and if they get the top 5, then they're invited to go to the national and compete. So there's I forgot how many states encompass junior beta and beta. I think it's 27 or something. But yeah, we had a couple students qualify. They got in their top 5, and then I had 2 students, in fact, be selected as premier performers. So even if they didn't qualify as like a dancer or singer, they can be selected to go down to nationals and just perform for the opening ceremony, which is really cool. But yeah, we took some students down there. The school is very supportive with the beta club, so they make sure that they get down there and they're able to do their thing. But yeah, we took some students, and they represented our school really well.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth. They're in Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, musical director for K through 12. Bell City Public Schools, also the Junior Beta sponsor, talking about the national convention going on in Orlando, Florida last summer. And you indicated that 2 people went down there last summer. Is that correct?
Well, we had 2 performers,
Yes.
so they were premier performers. And then how many juniors did I have? I think I had 3 junior betas go, and then technically, so elementary beta is 4th and 5th grades,
Right.
And then junior beta is 6, 7, 8, and then high school is the senior betas. But yeah, we had I think two or three junior beta students, and then 2 premier performers.
And again, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to have to ask you, do you remember who they were?
No, I don't remember all their names. I remember, I don't know, should I say their names on air? But
Sure.
Yeah, but I do remember my 2 premier performers, which were Sylvia and Cameron. They're 8th graders, and actually the singer is one of my trombone players in band, and then the dancer, Cameron, she's my band manager in training for the band that helps out the program, make it run and all that. And then I had a couple other students that competed with different things there. So sorry, on the spot, Johnny, on the spot. Right?
You're fine. And, if you listen to the show, I'm always asking people questions like that. And they're like, Darren, what are we going to talk about? Oh, we're just talking about whatever. And then it's totally my fault. Don't worry about that. So tell me a little bit about, again, we're welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools, the musical director, K through 12. Johnny, when you first became a musical instructor, also in charge of the band and in charge of the choir, was Bell City your first stop?
Yeah, actually, yeah. My first job out of my master's degree, yeah.
And tell me a little bit about when you first went to that first courtroom, that first classroom, because I taught 1 year. I taught middle school science, junior high PE at my alma mater while I was doing some other things. And I was scared to death. I really thought I knew what I was doing. I was 23 years old. A lot of these kids are about my age. I was teaching and things of that nature. Tell me a little bit about when you first walked in there. What was your initial thoughts about what was going on at Bell City with the school and the kids?
Yeah, I mean, when I walked in, it didn't have too much fear because, again, I had gone off and got my master's degree. Leading up to that, I felt like I was pretty well prepared from SEMO when I did my block teaching and stuff. And the nice thing about music is that you tend to do private lessons over the years. So I'd worked with students of different ages. And then when I was at Truman State, I was a GTRA, which is Graduate Teaching / Research Assistant, which is just, I did research and then I also taught classes. So I was teaching college kids that were just a couple years younger than me. But yeah, coming into Bell City, since I'd gone and got the master's, I was a little bit older. So what was I, like 26, I think, when I first started. So that helped, because, yeah, again, the high schoolers weren't like right up next to age of me, like 18 to 22. I was 26, so I was a little bit older than them. And yeah, it was different, right? Because I came from a large school, Jackson, and I had done some of my block teachings at smaller schools. But yeah, coming to Bell City, which I think the population is 448. I don't think they've updated the sign in a couple years, but 440 or so is my graduating class at Jackson.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director for the Bell City Public Schools, K through 12. Also, the Junior Beta sponsor for the Bell City Public Schools, talking about this past year's success with the Junior Beta program as well as the band and the choir. Johnny, you indicated that you're also, and I'm going to say this, a master chef. When you talk about what you like to cook, you indicated that you really were into regional hamburgers.
Yeah.
Kind of explain, and again, this is a learning process for me. Kind of explain what you mean by a regional hamburger, because do they not all taste the same? You're going to give me I want to hear this too, because no, I really want to, because I think there's a lot more to it than I really give it credit for.
Yeah.
Kind of explain that for me.
Well, I wish they all were the same, because that'd make my life a lot easier and many others. But as you travel around the country, there's different types of burgers and different types of food. But the American hamburger's kind of evolved over time. And in fact, there is a Missouri one. Oh, is it Sedalia? There was a place that actually had to be torn down because they expanded the interstate. But they came up with the Goober Burger, which you've probably seen it. It has peanut butter on it and pickles. So that was the Goober Burger down at that location in Missouri. So we're known for that, in terms of regional burgers. One of the most famous one that people have been really getting into, everyone's into smash burgers now, but there's the Oklahoma fried onion burger, which you get, it's a smash patty, but you get really thin sliced Vidalia onions, the really sweet ones. You put those on top and you smash it down and they caramelize and stuff. And that's their regional burger, right? You go to different places like California, they're all about the lettuce and the veg, tomatoes and all that. Different places do all kinds of different things. Like the original burger that they claim is the original burger. It's kind of like a meatloaf almost. It's just a big piece of beef, and they broil it in this big flame thing, and all it has on it is just onions and mustard, right? And it's on a piece of toast, not even a bun yet. So...
And again, we're here on Welcome to Duke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Johnny Davidson. He is the K-12 musical director, also the junior beta sponsor. He's from Jackson originally, also a very gifted chef. And we're talking a lot about something that's fascinating to me. Because I'm also into, I don't remember if you ever watched the show, Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I used to love that show. But one thing that I always found amazing was, I don't know if you've done this, and you probably have, went to Beale Street and have a Dyer burger.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's been a little while since I've had that. Yeah.
They allege that the Dyer burger is the same grease for 100 years, and they just drop it in there and cook it. And again, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a great story, I must admit, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's my joke. There's a nice little diner up in, it's Crystal City. Festus, Crystal City are very similar, right? I'm sure they'd tell you different, but Crystal City up there, they've got a nice little place called Gordon's Stoplight. It's one of my favorite burger places. And my joke is that, it's this, they've used the same grill for 100 years, and, it's the same grease on there. And I'm sure they clean it, right? But really incredible burgers, and that's, between St. Louis and Illinois, there's actually a little mini burger belt, as they call it, of all these little diners in between St. Louis and Illinois that have these smash burgers, these nice little experiences that you go to. Like Shake Shack, the owner, if I remember right, he's from St. Louis, and one of the little diners there inspired his whole brand,
And one thing I'm going to ask you too, Johnny, being from this area of Missouri, and being from Missouri, what is your philosophy on barbecue? Chop. Because again, are we going to delve into that route? Did you like the barbecue, or are you more of the? I think you have an opinion, though. I can tell by that.
I have opinions, I guess. I'm not that much of a master chef. I'm more of a cook, right? But yeah, I stay with burgers and steaks, but I do know that good barbecue doesn't need sauce. That's all my opinions on that. So.
Well, let's talk about again, and then we're welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson, who's gracious enough to give us some time today. Bell City Public Schools, extremely lucky to have him. And we're talking earlier about Superintendent Matt Asher does a great job there. I reached out and said, hey, I'd really like to talk a little bit about what's going on at Bell City. And he said, you know what? I've got the ideal person for you to talk to, Johnny Davidson. So I'm assuming, knowing Mr. Asher, did he give you any kind of talking points to go let us know what's going on with Bell City Public Schools?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he didn't, because he just said, well, go talk about the programs and do that. And, he trusts me to do that, which is very sweet of him. I really appreciate him. I was just on a trip to Milwaukee. Among my other silly hobbies like cooking and music, I also play competitive Pokemon. Please make fun of me. I travel the country playing the video game. and you can earn money doing that, and it's a whole thing, so a whole separate thing. But yeah, he actually called me while I was there and wished me luck, and said good luck, appreciate that. But yeah, one of the things that we had talked about is just the school in general. We passed a bond issue recently to build a whole new facility. So K-12 will be underneath one roof, which is really nice because, rainy days, snowy days, we do have our three primary buildings, the elementary, junior high, and high school. And certain days the weather won't cooperate and kids have to walk outside. And we do have like awnings over the top, but it'll be nice to have everybody under one roof for security purposes and then also that pesky weather, in Missouri.
Absolutely. And again, we're going to welcome Luke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson from the Bell City Public Schools. He is the musical director, K through 12, also the junior beta sponsor. Talking about that recently passed bond issue. There were some issues. The state auditor doing whatever the state auditor was doing. We're not even going to go there. But eventually that was taken care of, and to everybody's satisfaction. I mean, that bond issue passed. I don't know if it's like 95 to 5%, something really crazy like that. So I'm glad everything's going. Have they started doing any construction yet up there?
No, I don't think they've broken. I know they've zoned and everything, put the little flags out and all that, but I don't think they've broken ground yet. I think that'll be January or February.
And I know I also saw that the Bell City Lady Volleyball, it's the Cubs.
Yeah, Lady Cubs.
Has had an outstanding volleyball season. Is that correct?
Yeah, an incredible season. They were undefeated, if I remember right. And last night they did their game at the SCA tournament. I think that's Stoddard County Athletics Association. But they got second place to advance.
And I know that Bell City and Advance is also always a heated rivalry, both very competitive programs. So congratulations to the Lady Cubs on an outstanding volleyball season that's not over yet. They still have a few games, and then they have the district coming up. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So we talked a little bit about that. I know that Bell City also has fall baseball. I'm assuming the fall baseball program is doing well and going well this year. Is that correct?
Yeah. Fall baseball is doing great, and they're starting that up, and good times.
And again, we're going to welcome the Luke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools. A little bit about what's going on with Bell City. He is the K through 12 music director, also the junior beta sponsor. Johnny, in addition to the bond issue, the Lady Cubs volleyball program, is there some other stuff that's going on that we need to talk about in Bell City?
Just good student growth. I mean, we get our test scores back from the state testing and stuff, and it's been growing. I mean, all around. I mean, the students are meeting the expectations and doing a great job. So we're very proud of the scores that we've gotten back. A lot of improvement happening throughout all the grade levels. And then other than that, just a lot going on in the town, with the different organizations.
And, one of my favorite places in the entire, and you're going to say, you're just saying that. One of my favorite places, if you want to grab a quick lunch, Rampley's. They're in beautiful Bell City. You got to love going to Rampley's. Is that correct?
Yeah, they've got the best smoked meats around. Really, really great place, great staff,
And again, we're going to welcome the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson. Johnny, I'm going to have to talk about the Pokemon thing a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm really fascinated. When I was younger, I was very much into Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, great. Yeah. My brother plays that, yeah.
And so now tell me a little bit about this Pokemon. You say it's competitive. Explain that to the listeners, because this is really fascinating. I'm serious. I want to hear about this.
Appreciate that. Well, it's a growing thing too, and I only mention it somewhat in jest, but it's also a great thing for kids. I wish I had gotten into it far sooner, but I started playing in 1998, right when I came to the States and played the games. And when I was in college, I guess I finally read the website or got the right sort of marketing. But you can go to these large events called regionals, and it's basically like a Pokemon convention. It used to be just competitive only, but now they've got all kinds of different activities. Like they've got a drawing center where kids can go draw and put their artwork up. They've got origami now. They can teach them how to do that. There's a card game section. But I play the video game. So right now it's Scarlet Violet. They're sticking with the colors somewhat over the years. Started with red and blue, right? But I play the game, and the competitive is you bring the little monsters with you, and you bring 6 to the match, and you pick 4 of them to put out into the field. And it's like chess, but a little bit harder. So a lot of it is just math and calculations. Like I know the outcome when they attack me and when I attack them. And, you can switch your little monsters on the field. There's all kinds of ins and outs to it. It's a whole thing, and it's taken me years to get somewhat okay at it. Last season, I was 573rd in North America out of the thousands of people out there. So
well, that's very impressive. Again, we're welcome to Luke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson, the musical director, K through 12 of Bell City Public Schools, and also the junior beta sponsor. What's going on as far as the plan for the rest of the year with the betas? What you got any fundraisers lined up? Is there anything that we need to know about? Do we need to reach out to Bell City and say, hey, I'd like to give some money to the beta program, and how could we do that if we wanted to?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we got a lot of things planned for the junior beta. I know our senior betas keep active with a lot of different things. They do a lot of great work in the high school. When we have like teacher appreciation weeks, it's the betas that are bringing around the snacks and all the different things for the teachers. But junior beta, we are going to be going to the advanced assisted living, and we're going to sing Christmas carols. We are cleaning up the campus, and then the students are preparing their projects for our convention that's going to be in March. And I believe that's in Branson again this year.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Loop with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, and we're winding down here with Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools. Johnny's the musical director, K through 12, also the junior beta sponsor, and also the 553rd ranked.
571 ranked,
or
73rd, sorry.
573rd ranked Pokemon player in North America.
Yeah.
That is truly amazing. Was.
New season now.
Season. When's the new season start?
We always start in August. So the World Championships, and that's a huge thing. Like last year they did it in Hawaii. This year they did it in California. But thousands of people come, and the top players on the planet, they fly from Japan and China and all over. And they compete, and then that's in August. Coincidentally, it's like the first week of school, so I haven't been able to go. I'll only go if I qualify. Mr. Asher will be very happy about that. But I haven't gone the last couple of years because it's like the first weekend of school starts, and then after that, we start our next season September 1st.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to the extremely fascinating Johnny Davidson. We've delved into culinary arts. We've the marimba, which is still amazing to me that you can play the marimba with the multiple mallets in your hand. You also, how many different instruments can you play, Johnny?
There's a lot. I mean, the nice thing is once you learn the technique for a lot of them, you just kind of apply it to it. But I don't know, like 200 maybe. I mean, if I had to give an estimate, I mean, there's just so many percussion instruments, really, like all the little toys I mentioned, but then the brass and the woodwinds. I'm working on accordion. I'm really bad at it right now, but there are things that I'm bad at still,
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Johnny, can I request... you learn, and you may already know how to play this, and you're going to think to me, what is this guy talking about? Can you play the bagpipes?
No. I could probably figure it out because if I remember, I think it has a reed just like the clarinets and stuff, and you got to squish the bag and do that. So I could figure it out, after a couple hours.
It almost seems very unique getting it started because when you first get that thing filled up with air, and it's a horrible screechy sound, but then when you kind of get it rolling, it's really kind of amazing. I was on the Board of Regents at the time. Now I think they're called the Board of Curators at Southeast Missouri State University. Mm-hmm. And there was a professor, one graduation, who actually played the bagpipes as we came in through the commencement ceremony. And I've always been fascinated with that. And the next thing, and I know you're going to, why I'm asking this, I'm also fascinated with the banjo.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you at on the banjo, Johnny? I'm
bad at the banjo. It takes a lot of skill to play the banjo. I mean, the plucking. I knew one guy in my undergrad. He's a composer. I'm flipping on his name here, but he, great banjo player. I respect banjo players because it's a whole nother world. I mean, you think it's like guitar, but it's way different, you know.
Well, it's almost like they have a pick on every finger.
Yeah.
And more welcome to Luke with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Johnny Davidson. Johnny is representing the Bell City Public Schools. Superintendent Matt Asher has done a wonderful job sending Johnny our way. We could do 5 or 6 shows with Johnny just talking about culinary arts, Pokemon, numerous musical instruments. But the one thing we want everyone to know is the Bell City Public Schools is doing extremely well this year. They're going to have a great year. They had a great year last year as well. Yep. And you said this is your 9th year teaching? 8th year teaching. It seems like you just started yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. It flies by. You know, it's been a great experience so far. Good kids there, great families, and incredible, stellar administration. My administrators, Aaron Tompkins, Kenyon Wright, and of course Mr. Asher, Matt Asher. Great place, and it's been a fun ride the whole entire time. And
also an outstanding staff. I know that all the educators that work there. I think Kenyon Wright's actually a graduate of Bell City. Isn't that not correct? He's an alumnus. I think maybe did Mr. Asher might have married someone who was from Bell City or something of that nature. I don't know. Don't get me out. But I know it's deep connections to the community. It's a very community-driven school. The school really appreciates the community. The community really appreciates the school. So I want to talk about the banjo a little bit more because I'm fascinated with this. You know, one of the most amazing banjo players was the comedian
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
And you know, people didn't realize how extremely talented he was by being able to play that banjo, were they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a difficult instrument, and he could play it. And of course, I mean, he was just a talented musician. I wasn't around for that. That was more of my mom's era. But he did comedy songs like King Tut. King Tut.
Yes.
Yeah, and he had a whole act with that, and then like albums, I think with an S. Incredible. But yeah, he very intelligent man, and again, I respect people that play the banjo because it's tough.
And as we're winding down here with Johnny Davidson from Bell City Public Schools, the K through 12 music director and also the junior beta sponsor, is there anything that we need to talk about that's coming up the remainder? Obviously, you just finished the first quarter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Parent-teachers conferences are coming up. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, we just had them. Yeah, this past week.
And then we're starting the second quarter. And before you know, we'll be at the Christmas break.
Yeah.
Anything to look forward to this second quarter for the Bell City Public Schools?
Well, of course, we got our winter concert at Bell City, and so that'll be K through 6, and then my bands, which the band goes up to, I've got my oldest are sophomores now, but I'll have my high school band in there, and we'll be hopefully doing another play. I think we're looking at Surfing Santa, about Santa needing a break. He only works one day a year, but needs to go to the beach, I guess, and then we'll be doing some fun Christmas songs, winter songs. We've got a chili supper coming up. I forget the date on that, but we've got a little fundraiser things coming in, and a lot of good events coming up.
And let me ask you this, Johnny: if we need to know any of those events, can we get on the Bell City Public Schools website and it'll all be posted? Is that my understanding?
Absolutely. Go to the Bell City website. It's sites.google/Bell City R2 Schools, if I believe. And you can go on there. We've got our calendar, our Google Calendar of all of our events. And then also we have the Bell City R2 Facebook page where they update events and post what we're doing and all the fun things that are going on.
Absolutely. A lot of great things going on in Bell City. I'd like to thank Johnny Davidson for coming and sharing a little bit about the Bell City Public Schools. Also a lot about the band, a lot about the Junior Beta Club, and a lot about Johnny Davidson. So I really enjoyed it. Thanks. Please tell Superintendent Asher that he did an excellent job, as well as Mr. Wright and Miss Tompkins.
Yes. Ms. Tompkins.
They all extremely great administration. They did a great job nominating Johnny Davidson to come and talk for Bell City Public Schools. And on behalf of Johnny Davidson and my producer, Mooring Johnson, and my executive producer, Evan Todd, I'd like to thank you for making us part of your afternoon. I hope you have a great afternoon and a better tomorrow.